Hello. Good afternoon. I think we are about to start the closing ceremony. It is my pleasure to call Julia Roberts to start the closing ceremony. Will you, Julia, come?
Oh my, we've arrived at the final session of the 20th Biennial World Conference, and I do believe it has been a wonderful experience. I certainly hope it has been for you. Lots of wonderful ideas through presentations and keynote speeches, lots of time to network, make new friends, to enjoy the company of those you've known previously. Of course, as you plan for a conference like this, so many people are involved in the planning. The executive committee for the World Council is the organizing committee, and then we have a local organizing group. I would like to thank the members of the executive committee who have been here working in numerous ways, and I'm going to ask groups to stand and stay standing. So would the executive committee members please stand? Then let me thank the staff at the Center for Gifted Studies at Western Kentucky University. They have given in many ways. Would you please stand and stay standing? Would all of you who made presentations or did a keynote speech, and you certainly contributed to the success of the conference in many ways, would you please stand and remain standing? Would all of the volunteers who have made this run so smoothly please stand and then stay standing? And I would have to say volunteers have come and gone, and certainly many of the volunteers aren't with us today. Would all of you who have participated in this conference please stand, and let's all give our whole group a round of applause. That's all of you. Thank you. Together, we aren't sure of a final number, but together we number approximately 550. And we have a minimum of 40 countries. I think as we do our final tally, it probably may rise to 43, 44. But we have much of the globe represented at this conference as we come together to talk about gifts and talents and the many ways that we address their needs so they thrive to be the most outstanding adults that they can possibly be. We started with an opening ceremony, seems like many days ago. I do believe it was on Saturday. And we're going to end with the celebration of talent as well. Kentucky, for many years, has had the Governor's School for the Arts, a summer program that is for high school sophomores, and you apply as a sophomore or a junior, and then you spend weeks in the summer in your talent area. And I am thrilled that the Governor's School for the Arts is going to help us close out. And I am going to, do you need an introduction more than that, or are you just going to take over? Does someone, are you okay? Wonderful. Let's enjoy.
So good afternoon. First of all, thank you so much for your commitment to the education of young people who demonstrate precocious capacities through the gifted and in the gifted and talented arena. My name is Harry Pickens, and I am artist in residence at the Kentucky Governor School for the Arts. We also have Carrie Nath, who is the current executive director. I want to just acknowledge her here. And we'd like to give you a 15-minute guided tour through a 3-week adventure, all right, as a way of concluding your work and also perhaps inspiring you and helping reinforce the fact that your work is really, really important. What we do at GSA, we have about 230 young people who come for 3 weeks, and we spend an intensive 3-week period of time with them actively engaged, both in their own artistic endeavor, whether it's creative writing or vocal music, instrumental music, etc. We also have architecture and other disciplines, dance and so forth, but also exploring the connections between disciplines. And we'd like to give you a little sample. We have a couple of our students from previous GSA summers. Yvonne Johnson was in GSA in 2012 or 2011, 2012, and Abby Elliott in 2011. And Yvonne is going to share with you one of her poems. And once she is complete with the poem, we're going to demonstrate one of the interdisciplinary kinds of collaboration we do. After she shares the poem with you once, she'll read it again. This time, Abby will create spontaneously in the moment a dance interpretation to the poem as I accompany her also with improvised music in the moment. Then we'll talk a little bit about our core pillars and hopefully send you out here in a way that inspires you even further. So Yvonne, would you come forward, please? Give her a hand. So.
I see no evil. I stand here in the city of love, city of light, in the midst of frozen kisses. They stand here too. They do not acknowledge the whooping horns or vexing vendors. They do not jump as mopeds squeeze dangerously between traffic as I do. The couples embrace, and the world around them simply disappears. I stand here above the artist's quarter, before the Sacre-Cœur Basilica, with vendors holding rings of colorful miniature Eiffel Towers. They are pushy, they touch us, grab us, plead to us. It is better to say nothing, see nothing, and walk on. So I do. She resides here too, before the basilica's entrance on hands and knees. She sings to me in French, and I keep my eyes averted as I pass. It is better to say nothing, see nothing, and walk on. So I do. I ignore the weight of coins in my pocket and wonder if these beggars really need our money. I think of all the other cities I have never seen, those with cloud makers, those with roads that make music. All those cities with beggars that are dark and unlucky because they are dark. No one hears their see me songs. I stand here, and I cannot stand to be seen while they are hidden under misfortune's frozen kiss. It is better to say nothing, see nothing, and walk on, but I can't.
Hope you enjoy. Yes. Could we have more volume on the mic? Is that possible? Testing 1, 2, 3, more volume. Is that better? Great.
I see no evil.
Stand a little bit further so the piano sound is okay.
Stand for it? Okay. I see no evil. I stand here in the city of love, city of light, in the midst of frozen kisses. They stand here too. They do not acknowledge the whooping horns or vexing vendors. They do not jump as mopeds squeeze dangerously between traffic as I do. The couples embrace, and the world around them simply disappears. I stand here above the artist's quarter, before the Sacré-Cœur Basilica, with vendors holding rings of colorful miniature Eiffel Towers. They are pushy. They touch us, grab us, plead to us. It is better to say nothing, see nothing, and walk on. So I do. She resides here too, before the basilica's entrance, on hands and knees. She sings to me in French, and I keep my eyes averted as I pass. It is better to say nothing, see nothing, and walk on. So I do. I ignore the weight of coins in my pocket and wonder if these beggars really need our money. I think of all the other cities I have never seen, those with cloud makers, those with roads that make music. All those cities with beggars that are dark and unlucky, unlucky because they are dark. No one hears their see me songs. I stand here, and I cannot stand to be seen while they are hidden under misfortune's frozen kiss. It is better to say nothing, see nothing, and walk on, but I can't.
Governor's School of the Arts in the summer is one of my favorite 3 weeks of my entire year because there are 230 young people like that. And we've discovered that one of the things that happens with the young people is, as a result of this experience, and this might speak to your own experience with gifted and talented youngsters, artistry is the beginning, but there are two other components that become pillars of the program. Another one is identity. Because these young people who are sophomores and juniors in high school are at a very important developmental place where they're really deciding who they are. And we open our opening session by talking about what does it mean to be an artist? An artist is one who lives from the inside out, not the outside in. An artist is one who learns how to balance discipline and spontaneity, intuition and rationality and logic. An artist is also one who leaves a mark on the world through their art. And so we explore artistry, we explore identity, we also explore community. What does it mean to be a community of artists? What does it mean to contribute constructively and productively to the community of the world, the community of your area? And so this brings us to our closing celebration, one of the great secrets that I reveal on the last day of GSA. At first, the students come to our experience believing that GSA, Governor's School for the Arts, is a 3-week summer program. But by the time they're done, they realize that I reveal the great secret, and that GSA is really a way of being. It's a way of life. When you become an artist, when you commit to, as you have, commit to making a difference in the world of young people, when you live out of a higher purpose, then it's that way of being that you carry with you. And so I was invited to share with you an activity that we use to close GSA that we hope will serve you as well. At the very closing of GSA, students rise spontaneously as they would like to, and they share one idea. They basically say, my name is Harry Pickens, my name is Joe, my name is Joanne, whatever my name is, and I am GSA. And I bring back to my community the gift of, whatever that gift is. And then they have the opportunity to articulate what gift they really are going to take with them back into their communities. Now, you've clearly had a fabulous conference here, and you've had interesting presentations and dialogue and met new friends and connected, and you're going back to how many, 35, 44 countries? At least, okay, at least you're going back all over this planet to share what you've experienced. And so I invite you to share in this closing ritual, which is what we do at GSA. So if you would just turn to the person next to you or so, and just a couple of things. My name is... and just share your name. And I bring back to my community. Hold on just a second. I've clearly lost control of the crowd already. Could I have your attention on stage, please? Hello. Buenos dias. Auf Wiedersehen. No, sorry. My name is, and here's the idea. Here's the idea. What is the single most important gift that you have received at this conference that you want to take back? What is the gift that you're going to take back to your own community, your own institution, your own organization, etc.? What is the single gift? And so you simply, we'll do a couple of people individually, then we will as a group. So anybody who's inspired, just say, my name is, and I bring back to my community, my organization, and so forth, the gift of. Who'd be willing to stand and just share that for themselves? What gift do you bring back? Yes, please. Would you speak about twice as loud?
Okay, here
Thank
we go
you.
again. I would like to, what I bring back, what I would like to share, the gift for me has been meeting these beautiful people from Taiwan. They're young artists and their parents and their siblings who have come and brought their art with them and set up an exhibit, and we were able to experience that, and I'm very thankful for that. That's a wonderful thing.
Wonderful, thank you.
Beautiful thing.
Thank you very much. So I bring back the gift of someone stood over here? Oh, someone else. My name is, and I bring back to my community the gift of, please, yes ma'am.
And I just told the lady next to me that I liked how she did her program in Marshall County, Kentucky. That's been the inspiration to me, is how many different programs are facilitated throughout the world in dealing and helping gifted children. So, and of course, the speakers and the presentations have been wonderful too, and new problem-solving ideas to take back to your community. So,
thank you.
It's just a great
thank you.
adventure.
Thank you. A couple more, then we'll as a group. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Kathy. I live in Kansas, and what I'm taking back is a renewed spirit of for advocacy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Good. One more person individually. Who else would like to share? Yes, ma'am, please.
I'm Joel. I'm from Hong Kong, and I want to take all the wonderful spirit and friendship that we have here, because friendship matters. Whatever we learned, we will remember, but what counts is the feeling, is the relationship. And I'm looking forward to joining the World Conference in Denmark. And I know there are always barriers for whatever big success and fulfillment. But what counts is friendship. What counts is the effort to build, to rebuild, repair, and show the whole wide world, our next generation, especially the gifted and talented, that the effort to build peace and friendship is most important.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you. And so just for 30 seconds or so, with a person next to you at your table, what is the gift that you've gained from the conference that you're going to take home with you? Please do that now.
I'm overthinking it. Okay. Yeah.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much. If you would just take a moment. If you would just take a moment. Thank you. And just look around the room. And look at the people who are here. The people you've met, their faces, but even more importantly, their hearts. You are engaged in a great endeavor to inspire the next generation of young people, to use their gifts, their talents, their capacities, their passions, not only for their own expression, but in service of a better world. And I would like to thank you for your commitment to that and for your being here. And may you journey wherever you're going in safety and joy. And remember that, as you so eloquently said, friendship, relationship is the beginning of all true transformation. So thank you very much.
I just want to thank you all. You're wonderful. Thank you. You're welcome. Aren't they? I just want to thank them all. Weren't they terrific?
You finish? You finish your work.
Think about it.
Thanks, Julia, and I would like to start now the second part of the closing ceremony. We will start talking about the next conferences. And first of all, I would like to introduce our partners from Denmark. As you know, the next conference will be from August 10 until August 14 in Odense, in Denmark. So I would like to ask the group, Tina, to come and introduce the 21st World Conference in Denmark. Please come.
Yep. Thank you very much. Yes, there are three of us up here right now. Susanne, should I put this one away? This is Susanne. She'll be doing the IT. You can look at over here. Ole will say something after me, and I'll just start here. I had put some very important notes down on a piece of paper, and then I threw it away. So it'll be from memory. But first of all, we'd like to show you a small film, the Lego film. Yes, we'd like to show you a short commercial for Denmark, and we just need the sound here.
Yes. A visit to Denmark is a journey, so why not make the most of it and use the journey to the Congress to show some different aspects of Denmark. Your participants could be greeted when they arrive at the airport and guided to their destination. We have an excellent modern infrastructure with efficient public transport, and distances are short. They could get an understanding of our way of life, rub shoulders with the natives, and maybe even do a little sightseeing en route. We could show them examples of the cutting-edge technology Denmark excels in, like our robot and welfare technology and green tech solutions such as our offshore windmills and solar panels. We could show them our technology in action, so they can see how Danish innovations affect the everyday lives of Danes. Perhaps the final leg of the journey should be on a bicycle. Cycling sums up not only our lifestyle, but also our approach to the environment. And finally, you can use Lego in your meetings to help encourage great new ways of thinking.
Yes. Of course, you all know that Lego came from Denmark, and we have the original Legoland Park, and hopefully some of you would want to stay on an extra day or arrive a day early. We will make sure there's a social tour where you are. able to go. Yes, then I made a small PowerPoint about our city, and I'll just talk a bit about what will be going on at the conference. Yeah, just a second, this is not our computer. We'll just open the slides here. Slideshow up there. Yes. Okay. First of all, we called the conference, or actually Ole decided that we would call it Educating Gifted and Talented Children, Turning Research into Practice. And of course, we hope that all of you, once you start submitting proposals, that you will take this into consideration. This is a map of Denmark. And as you may see, there's an island down in the bottom. Just a second. Oh, she wanted to point it out. Odense is right in the middle. When you come to Denmark, you will probably arrive at the Copenhagen airport, and you will go by train to Odense, and then when you arrive at the train station, it's a 10-minute walk to the conference facility. Next one.
Sorry. See, now it doesn't work.
Okay, now we have technical problems. Okay. This is a picture I took this summer. One day I was out on my bike. Can we have the next one? And there's a lot of sightseeing like that that can be done very, very cheaply, actually. So when you come to Denmark, we call it you'll get two for the price of one, because we know Americans really love that. Because you will, of course, get the conference, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but you will also get the Flower Festival. And the Flower Festival is actually a very big thing, where a couple of thousand tourists usually join Odense in a couple of days to look at the whole city being decorated in flowers, and every year they have a theme. 2 years ago it was fairy tale writers, or Nordic fairy tale writers. And the year before it was, last year it was Nordic mythology. So this is the Yggdrasil, which is, I think it's the tree of life in Asgard. And if you move on, we'll just show you a little bit of pictures. Like I said, the city is very pretty. And our crown princess, yes, Australia, yeah. Our crown princess, which everyone from Australia knows is from Australia, she's the protector for the conference, and usually she opens it, and of course we'll make sure that in the program you can walk down and see her open it, and we won't have any sessions during that time. These are some pictures. The next picture Susanne has taken when she went with some of the gifted children she used to teach. So these are meat-eating, flesh-eating plants. And of course she told the children they couldn't touch it. We all know what happens when you tell gifted children what they can do and can't do. Just a second. I'm not sure what happened here.
Oh,
well, we'll just show the next one, you know. They're all over it. And all over it. And the first picture was of a little guy trying to take an insect out of the plant. At least here one of them looks a little guilty.
The guilty one.
Yes. The conference site is also a concert hall and a conference site at the same time. So we have our... The vast majority of the conference site is built underground, so when you see it from the outside it doesn't look like much, but it seats 1,200 people, so we hope there will be room enough. This is the concert hall, which will also be the keynote hall, of course. And when you stay at the restaurant, you can actually, if you sit in the corner, you can look down at the house where Hans Christian Andersen used to live. Yes, so we are very much looking forward to showing you our city. And if you just push the last one. We already did a Facebook page called the 21st Biennial World Conference, and you can please go in and like it. And we will post the Lego advertisement there if you want to watch it again. And we also have some more pictures from the Flower Festival. And we have a web page, of course, so you're welcome to send us an email. We will start sending newsletters about the conference in October. Yes, then Ole will take over, and while Ole will say some things, we will just show you a little bit more of Odense, and you please excuse the quality. It's my daughter did this last week on her cell phone.
And I will just take you back in time. So listen to your feelings and whatever you have got inside that reminds you of being a child. Once upon a time, many years ago, long before you were born, and a boy was born in a kingdom, in a small but very famous country. And, well, that boy was the lonely boy of two parents. They were poor. Yet, that guy was brought up. Some people thought for some people to say, not in a good way. Some people said he was a genius. No, other people said, mainly teachers. I mean, he's nuts, he's backward, and so on. But it turned out later he was what we today would call twice exceptional. And, of course, gifted. And even more than that. Here is some kind of inquisitive. You should be inquisitive now. You should try and see what is more about H.C. Andersen. We have so much more to tell you. But you have to come to Denmark and see and get the feeling. But anyway, H.C. Andersen, he not alone talked to the heart of our kids, certainly. He also talked to the brain of the grown-ups. Sometimes they were lucky to catch what he was talking about. Other times, not. But H.C. Andersen, he was there. And he continued his funny work, they said. He was a funny guy. But nevertheless, very interesting, and he still is. If some of you, when you come to Denmark, will see that H.C. Andersen, for some people, talked to the theory. Others would say, no, he talked to the kid in you. But it's up to you to listen. And he didn't say that, though, in a different way. When you see the museum, I think, look at his writings. Then you might take a trip back into your own childhood. I did the other day, by instance. You know, the day it was thunder. And I saw Bo and Annette, they had to go, unfortunately. Bo ran to Annette to say, come and see, just like a child. It was really thundering. And I came to remember, in my childhood, when the thunder was there, we went into the veranda because you could hear the rain fall and we could see the lightning. And we kids were counting how long between. Why do I remember this veranda as being something warm and nice, though the weather was horrible outside? Because I remember sitting between my mom's legs and my father with a book, reading H.C. Andersen stories. And when he read them, I mean, he did it with his whole body. And he made pauses in between. He let you think and reflect. And sometimes also we could ask questions. And he listened and tried after the story to talk about and to tell us how we could get our sort of questions closed in a wonderful, nice, healing way. I hope you will help doing so when you come to the next conference. Help children being able to heal from understanding that theory need not to be theory for those up there. It need to be down on earth so that the children can say, okay, there is something essential there. Of course, you're also welcome to get a book in the bookstore and read about Søren Kierkegaard. I mean, he's a famous philosopher. And he certainly is not alone a philosopher. He also speaks to the whole body, so to speak, to the brain and to the feeling, just as you said, from Hong Kong. And both of them had difficulties in relating. I mean, in those days, there were no sort of gifted education. Luckily enough, there are now. So, but there are many kids out there who would love you to help them relate in a way that gives them creativity and maybe later on in life, research that really counts, not only for the researcher in the university, of course, but for others. So for the children, the beloved children, with your help, it's going to be an exciting experience to come to the center of the world, which, of course, is the center of Denmark, Fyn. It is a small country, a small town, and a small island, and you can cover it within a few days. But take your time to get sort of landed, to get grounded, I think we say in psychology. It's a wonderful place to be in. There are wonderful people. And when you come, it becomes even more wonderful to be together. So bring, as you said, not only your husband and wife, but the family. There are room, if not in the hotel, outside. There are even families there that might host you. So but in a good time, I suppose, because unless they will get too stressed. So help each other by being fast in sort of submitting your, whatever you call it. Anyway, we're looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
I'd just like to say one more thing, and that is we were just asked to say what we will take home with us from this conference. And I have been at quite a few other conferences, but never like we are here, because we are here in a different way this time because we're hosting the next conference. So what I will take home with me is how hard the members of the executive committee actually works, because they want this to be a good experience. Yes, and I think we should give them a hand. Yes. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Tina, Ole, and Susanna. And before I introduce the next conference, I would like just to say that I received an email from people from Croatia or Croatia. During this year, they were planning to have a conference over there. So you might hear from them they are planning a number of events there, because they started celebrating the International Year of Giftedness and Creativity, and they celebrated the International Day, and now they are planning for a conference. But all this will be under the umbrella of the World Council. And I am happy in this conference that we found that members come back to the organization. For example, our friends in ECHA, now we have good number from ECHA joined this conference, and also we have the president, we have the vice president, we have a number of people from the committee, the former presidents of ECHA are here. So this is a good sign of partnership and cooperation and for future collaboration. It is my pleasure to invite the president of ECHA and Moitza to introduce the coming conference in Ljubljana. Will you please come?
My dear friend Taishir, dear guests and conference participants, it is my great pleasure to be here and to introduce you to the next ECHA conference. My name is Peter Sharmely, I am the president of the ECHA, and besides me there is Mojca Jurišević, who is the professor of the Ljubljana University, and she is the president or chairman of the scientific conference of this meeting. Please take a big note in your calendar that next year, 2014, September 17th and 20th will be the next ECHA conference, and on the background you see a film about Ljubljana and about Slovenia, which is a wonderful city, and I can testify it because I am from a neighboring country, Hungary, and I have visited this wonderful country, Slovenia, several times, and I always wanted to return because of the natural beauties and because of the beauty of the people who are there. The kindness and their hospitality always wondered me, and it was always a pleasure to have the next occasion in this country. Many of you, since Slovenia is a small country, have never visited this place, but please come because you will get an experience which is together the giftedness, the science, the high quality issues of our profession and the hospitality of the people. So I am handing over to Mojca, and Mojca will tell us something about the program and the conference, please.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. I will reply my name. My name is Mojca. Because of that, I usually see that people have troubles with my name, with pronunciation, with spelling, because this is typical Slovenian name. So my name is Mojca. Not Mojška, no, Mojca, yes. So I can give you a short course on Slovenian language. You have enough time until next September, so yes, you can improve in that. Regarding our university, so I am representative of University of Ljubljana, Faculty of Education, exactly, and we are the biggest and also the most modern university in Slovenia. We are also ranked by Shanghai and other ranking lists among 3% of universities in the world. So I think that I am proud that I am part of our university, and we are also proud to be partner in organizing next ECHA conference. Regarding the program, the title of the conference is Rethinking Giftedness in the Digital Age. So we would like to reflect together about strengths, but also about weaknesses, yes, and I will improve my English, yes, too, in 1 year. Thank you. And we will also pay attention on challenges of the digital age in the area of gifted education. So Ljubljana is waiting for you. Ljubljana is a small town in very small country of Slovenia. Slovenia is stated in the central of Europe. It has approximately 2 million of people, and from the in the north part is touching Alps, and more in south part is bordering to Mediterranean. So you are all warmly welcomed in Slovenia, or dobrodošli in Ljubljana naslednjega septembra 2014. Okay, you get it? Thank you.
And there is one more about Slovenian lecture and lesson about the language. We are wearing the same T-shirt, and only Mojca is knowing what is about or what is written on the T-shirt. So please share with us.
Yes, I'm very polite, so I will. So here it says, Ljubljana je lepo mesto, and it means Ljubljana is a beautiful town. So you will come to Ljubljana and you will experience our city and our spirit, and you will get also, I hope, T-shirt when you will be in our country. And I have also a little present for Leslie. So, yes, we are expecting also for you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Peter, and thank you, Moitza. And now I would like to say that people from China approached us, and this time we had Jian Qi from China, and he is a lifelong member. And also they are planning to have their conference, the Asia Pacific one. So I would like to call Helen to come here to introduce their conference. Helen.
Thank you so much. As you can tell from my voice, halfly gone. I thank my Hong Kong Chinese friends bring me the medicine. Now I can halfly recovered. And from my left, this is Professor Galt from Taiwan, who's the Vice President of Asia Pacific, and also another executive member who's Yuseni from Thailand. We, as the Asian Pacific Group, first of all, like to thank Professor Julia Roberts, Dr. Tracy Hawkins, and the team from Kentucky with a really warm welcome, and thanks for all your tremendous work to make this conference really enjoying and really productive as well. And for those friends who from different parts of the world, we would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you. But then images are better than my voice this time. So first of all, and I thank Zach, who's so efficient now, laying up those images that probably we would like you to enjoy. A film from Professor C and Professor Zhu, who just left this country because for China there are restrictions on the time of allowed staying overseas. Now please enjoy this film, and then I will start talk about how to attend our conference. this time, the conference will be hosted by the Institute of Psychology of Chinese Sciences, and the children will going to welcome you. At the same time, we not only have the conference with teachers, professors, and professionals, but we also have the youth camp. We have the parallel sections. We hope that children from different parts of the world can meet together. So, not just Asians, Singaporean, Taiwanese, Thailand, and Hong Kong Chinese, or from Vietnam and so on. We also welcome those from America, from Europe, and different parts of the world to come over. So please join us. Okay. Professor C and his team has distributed this silk fan, and on which there's a website, and also we have a brochure. I don't have that many copies left now, but I'm sure that if you go to our website, probably all the information will be there. We hope to see you in 2014. The period of time will be the August 3rd to the 5th, and so on. Thank you very much. Welcome. See you.
So now I would like to finish the closing ceremony with something concerning the executive committee. There are many other conferences. There is a conference will take place in Turkey in September. There is the NAGC in November in the US. There are many other conferences will take place in Europe, but I think we have no room more for announcing these conferences, but anyone here belonging to any one of these conferences, please get in touch with the executive committee, with the headquarters, in order to have a link for our next conference and for your conferences through the website of the World Council. Now, for the executive committee, as you know, we had elections during this year. We have a new executives coming. We have a new president who will take place today. Before I introduce the new executive committee, I would like to thank Klaus Orban, who concluded his membership in the executive committee in this conference. So Klaus is going to leave the executive committee this afternoon, and me too. For my personal feelings, I feel so happy that I'm going to conclude my term here in this beautiful city with these nice people and such warm hospitality, and with a successful conference. Because during the 4 years, it was very hard to face the situation, to move the conference from one place to another, when we had no choice. Of course, we tried to have it. We were so happy to have the conference in South Korea, but ended against our wish. We were so happy to have the conference in New Zealand, but in both cases we had we had alternative option, and the alternative option worked very well. It was successful in Prague, and it was more successful in Kentucky. So this is, I thank so much, I thank the people who organized the conference in Prague. I thank so much the people who organized this conference. Now, I would like you to allow me to welcome the coming executive committee. So, Julia Roberts, Leonie, please come. Omet, Dawas Lagel, Humphrey Obora, Denise Flea, Leslie Graves, Leslie, who left? Who left? We have 4, 5, 6. Who else? Yeah, okay. So I'm searching where is the 7th person. He already left. Ken McCloskey, he left for a purpose or a reason. But I welcome the new executive committee. And now it is my turn to announce that the coming president is Leslie Graves. And it is my privilege to hand her this hammer, because this hammer came from one president to another. And during the last 4 years, it was resident in Germany. And you know, Germany, they have long experience when it comes to excellence in education, when it comes promoting the gifted and so on. So the hammer was happy to be in Germany, but now the hammer should reside again in whether the US or Ireland. So, Leslie. And the last thing I would like to say that it is my privilege as former president from now to announce and to declare the conference closed. And I leave the stage to Leslie Graves, the new president, to address the participants. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm very happy to be here and to say thank you to Tazir for the long years he's given us. And I'm sorry, I have a very difficult situation I'm going into, so if I'm emotional, forget the emotion. But I will try and do my best. I don't know whether I'll make mistakes or not, but I would like people to remember that when we tell our children that mistakes come along, they're good things to have done, and we can learn from them, okay? Rather than, be upset about them. And my agenda for the next 4 years would simply be just to try and build on the seeds and the foundations that have been set down here in Kentucky. It's been so wonderful that the association has built up from strength to strength over the last, 8 years and become much steadier, much solider, and our connections and our foundations with other groups such as ECHA is much friendlier, and with the Asian Association and things. And I think that's one of the most important things that we can be doing at the moment, is trying to keep those networks alive around the world. And that way we'll be much stronger associations. Trying to keep ourselves from getting into things such as fractions, factions, fiction, and friction is what I call it, and try and be understanding of each other and help each other along. I have many ideas and wishes for the organization, and probably too many, because that's the way my mind works. As you all know, I'm fairly chaotically creative and do things like this. But however, I have a short list here, and a few things would be to try and help consolidate and expand any of the positive activities and initiatives that we have going, fostering and supporting gifted and talented and creative children and youth, encouraging more collaboration, community and sharing important information and research, and teaching best practices and alternative and innovative methodologies. And technology, to seek out underrepresented communities such as 2E children, disadvantaged population, and trying to offer assistance to those. To build bridges between different cultures and listen to their voices. and find ways in which we can help them access information and resources that could be facilitated in diverse environments or maybe in different languages. And that's something that we might be able to reach out to our communities here and see if they could help us translate some of those things so that we'd have a bank of things in different languages, which I think would be extremely useful and important to some cultures who don't have access to these things. To be aware of sensitivities in families and parents, and to have a parent voice and for the parent groups as well, possibly by introducing a parent liaison. And to consider the possibility, as I just mentioned before, of some EC-led resources in different languages, even if it's just a small beginning, but something that maybe we could use. I won't keep going on, but these are just a few little ideas that I would like to try and bring to the table. And I'm going to leave it at that because I have a lot of other things in my mind. Okay, so I am going to do this, right? The conference is over.
Anna, you want to say something? Oh, yes. Right, okay. Right, before everyone goes to catch a plane and rush off and drive wherever, something I've learned in the last few days is that giftedness can manifest in a way that I'd never thought about before, and that's conference organisation. And I would like Tracy Harkins to come to the stage, because this conference could not have taken place without Tracy's input for the last 10 months. And Julia Roberts, would you come forward, please? So I'd like you all to join me in thanking these two wonderful people for their contributions of demonstrating humanism in this conference. Now you can go home.